Hey everybody. So here's what's going on in the housing market as of the end of July here in the Eastern Panhandle. There are no signs of an impending crash. In fact, so far this year, it's the opposite. Even with these higher rates, and the Fed just raised them again. So that new rise is probably not going to be too damaging either. You know, what happens when there's a new rate hike is that at first buyers hold back, maybe a little bit of shock there, but then everybody becomes accustomed to the new reality and demand picks up again. Homeownership is so important in this country, and plus right now there's still a shortage of homes for sale. So there's competition for those homes, and that means there's unlikely going to be a big drop or a housing crash. So talking about July, the first thing to look at is a buyer demand, how that did in July. And the MLS provides a nice index to measure that. Berkeley County has a very high buyer demand index, 164. Anything above 130 is high. Jefferson is at 118, so that's moderate. And then Morgan is steady at 99. The next measurement to kind of get a feel of the market is the months of inventory. And what that is, it gives you a snapshot of how long it's going to take to sell every house on the market. If it's above 5 months, that indicates that it's probably heading toward a buyer's market. If it's at 4 or 5, it's more neutral. Anything below 4 shows a seller's market, because that says it's not going to take long to sell everything for sale, and so things are pretty hot. So looking at Berkeley County, 3 months it would take to sell all the homes on the market, seller's market there. Jefferson, 4 months, Morgan, 5 to 6 months. So yeah, still a seller's market in Berkeley, getting to be a little more neutral in Jefferson, and in Morgan is inching toward a buyer's market. Next thing to look at is what prices are doing. The median sales price did not fluctuate too much in Berkeley and Jefferson, so prices are holding steady. Morgan, it's a smaller market, so one large sale can skew the results, so it's hard to just look at 1 month. And that's probably what happened in July, because it jumped up to 300,000, which is high for Morgan. Typically, the median price there is around 225. Last thing to look at is the days on market to show how long it's taken to sell a house now. And it's around 10 days in Berkeley. It's 15 in Jefferson, and the same for Morgan. So homes are still selling pretty quickly in this area. You know, if you look at some of the videos on YouTube published in the last year, or some of the sites on Google, you see all kinds of predictions for a housing crash. So you look at that, and then you go home shopping for a home and run into multiple offer situations and not many homes on the market. So unless the market gets flooded with homes for sale, and I don't know how that could happen, maybe some disaster or something that makes people want to move. I just can't see that happening in this area. People are wanting to move here, not move out of here. And you know, I can certainly understand that. I just can't see moving back to a crowded city after living here for years. So the market is still strong in this area, but prices have held pretty steady over the last few months. And I think it's going to continue that way. So if you are thinking of moving here, it's a good time, and we'd love to help. So contact us at 304-264-2828, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.